I didn't even know, like I didn't even give her any direction. The great thing I can say about my tattooer is when I go to her with the animal or idea, I just can let her and trust her judgment and just give her the final okay, and I know she's gonna deliver every single time. Hello honey bunnies, welcome to my channel. My name is Adriana if you're new here, and if you're not new here then I'm assuming you already know who I am, but welcome to my channel honey bunny. How you doing? Today we're gonna do, I'm not really gonna say like a highly requested, but I want to do a video about all my tattoos and piercings because I have had a lot of tattoos and piercings over the years. I started getting tattoos when I was 13, which I know, oh my god, we know that's very young, okay? But I had the hip cool mama that I ain't gonna say she let me do what I want to do, but my mama was very supportive of my expression as a person, and I chose to express myself through my tattoos at 13. That was my first tattoo that I ever got, and I think I got my first piercing at maybe 15, other than like my earlobes. I want to say I started getting like really piercings at like 15. But yeah, we're gonna go through all of my tattoos and my piercings, and I'm gonna go through the meanings of why I got them and why they're important to me. But before we do that, just make sure y'all hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. And if you don't currently follow me on Instagram, the link is down below, so you can follow me up there because I'm very active on my Instagram and I love interacting with you all. And yeah, so here we go. First tattoo I'm going to talk about is my lovely kangaroo, which I'm gonna put it on the screen so you can see her. She is a black and white kangaroo, black and white, because I have some color and then I have some black and white. Sorry y'all, tea break. I've been drinking tea like every day. It's so fucking good. Like, it's so good. But yeah, my kangaroo, he was my third tattoo, my third one. I mean, to be honest, the how it happened, when it happened, I feel like it's irrelevant. But that's my kangaroo. I have a fighting kangaroo. The reason I got a fighting kangaroo is because I really feel like I am a fighter, not like I'll knock your ass out if I need to, which I will do that. I mean, we're trying to grow up from that and do better. But I mean, back in the day, I'd slap a beep. I'd slap a beep. But today we're trying to do better, and yeah. But like, in all seriousness though, I feel like I'm a fighter. I feel like in terms of life, every time life has ever knocked me down, I get right back up, and I feel like, yeah, I'm a fighter. Like, you're not just gonna push me around and just think I'm gonna just fall over and that's just gonna be that. Like, it's not happening. So yeah, that's my fighting kangaroo. By the way, I literally think every tattoo that I have, except for the one that I'm going to talk about that's down my spine, has been done by a girl named Jess that lives in Richmond. Jess, if you're watching this video, how you doing, honey bunny? I love Jess. Jess does all my tattoos. I wouldn't trust anybody else with my tattoos at this point. So that's who does all of my tattoos. But yeah, kangaroo, love him. Decided to do him in black and white because I feel like the process that Jess takes with her colored pieces, especially because I don't even live in the area anymore, sometimes she does do them in like 2 sessions, and I don't really want to drive back up to Richmond more than once. So that's why he's in color, but I love him just the same. Next tattoo we're going to talk about is, what do I want to talk about next? My honeybees. My honeybees are going to be my most up-to-date tattoo. yeah, that was the last one I got. My honeybees are not even a year old. I don't know why I chose honeybees. Like, I don't even know. I just feel like I needed something to fill up some space, and honeybees was small enough to fill up the space, but it was big enough to where, I don't know, I just felt like it was a good placement size type of thing. So that's why I got my honeybees. Now, I was actually surprised that my tattooer was able to do that particular like honeybee in color, because like I said, she normally like splits up her sessions if it's a color piece. But yeah, I love my honeybees, and it was actually the quickest tattoo I've gotten to. My honeybees were done in like 2 hours. That's like that's the fastest tattoo I've ever had done. Let's just say that. That's the fastest one I've ever had done. But yeah, I love my honeybees. Now, I wouldn't consider my honeybees done because I actually want to fill up the space around it with honeycomb, which I just have to make my appointment with her. But yeah, that's my honeybees, and I love my honeybees. So next, let's talk about my gentleman llama. Okay, my gentleman llama, I'll probably say that my gentleman llama is maybe my favorite tattoo, even more than my giraffe that I have. And my giraffe really used to be my favorite one. My gentleman llama, I love that tattoo. Like, I just feel like it was so clever. When I went to my tattooer and basically told her I wanted a llama, I didn't even know, like, I didn't even give her any direction. The great thing I can say about my tattooer is when I go to her with the animal or idea, I just can let her and trust her judgment and just give her the final okay, and I know she's gonna deliver every single time. Every single time I know Jess is gonna deliver. So I just went to her and I was like, hey, I want a llama, but I don't know exactly what llama I want. I'm not really sure. And she was like, oh yeah, like we can do something, da da da. And when she showed me the gentleman llama, I was like, oh my god, like this llama is so cute. It's a black and white piece. Again, I love my llama. Again, reasoning behind it really wasn't too much of a reason. All I know is that I wanted a llama because I really love llamas. I just feel like they mind their business, don't bother nobody, and I just feel like they super cute. Yeah, that's my spirit animals are llamas. So that was the reason I pretty much got it. But the whole gentleman llama situation, Jess took that and ran with it, and she delivered. Okay, she delivered. Now, next tattoo I want to talk about, oh my god, let's get this one out the way. I, quite frankly, embarrassed by this tattoo. This was actually a tattoo I got when I was 14, 15. So that just goes to show y'all, don't be letting your kids tat on themselves very young, because they very well may grow up and hate the tattoo. This is my cross. Now, reason I got this tattoo is because I do identify as a Christian, and I was young. Like, I was young. That's pretty much what it was. I was young, because now I've gotten older, I really do not like that tattoo. Like, I really don't. I don't like that tattoo at all. So I definitely feel like I'm going to continue getting laser removal probably in the future. I've gotten like 3 or 4 sessions done on that tattoo, and that's why it looks like super faded, and it just looks ugly, okay? It just looks terrible. So I'm probably gonna finish getting it lasered off in the future, but laser fucking hurts. Like, anybody who's ever had laser, you already know laser is no joke. Laser is horrible. Like, so that tattoo was a mistake. Like, that's pretty much all it is. That tattoo was a mistake. Least favorite tattoo I have on my entire body. Next we can talk about my planets that I got I think I got those when I was still in high school. I want to say I was about 16, 17 when I got those. I might have been younger, I'm not sure. But those are my planets. And I just feel like my personal reason of why I got that tattoo is basically to humble me to know that we are in a whole universe. We're in all these planets in the Milky Way and everything, and I am just one person in this entire Milky Way galaxy. Even if you take the planet Earth as a whole, I'm one of how many billion trillion people on the entire continent. Like, I really think of that as something like I try to use to humble me, and also to know that the world doesn't revolve around me. So that's why I got that tattoo. That tattoo was my only one that I have that Jess didn't do. I got that done at a different shop before I like discovered Jess. But yeah, those are my planets, and I have that going down my spine. Surprisingly enough, even though people always say that spine tattoos hurt the worst, I didn't feel like that was my most painful tattoo. I mean, in all hindsight though, I really feel like my most painful one, believe it or not, would be my giraffe, which is what we're going to talk about next. So last tattoo that I have is my giraffe. Now, it's a whole story behind my giraffe piece. First of all, that was actually a cover-up. That was actually covering up my first tattoo that I ever got. It was a matching tattoo with my sister, and it had my mom's birthday under it. Now, from about 13 to when I got it covered up, I want to say I had to be 18. I had to be, because I don't even remember my mom going to sign like waiver release paperwork or anything. So I want to say I was at least 18 when I finally got that covered. So from 13 to 18, that tattoo was horrible. It was faded. And that was another tattoo that I had, was getting laser removal on at one point. So it was like super faded. It was ugly. Like, I didn't want it no more. So when I found Jess, I asked her could she cover it up, and she was like, oh yeah, we can cover it up, but we're gonna have to go bigger and brighter and da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay, well, I want a giraffe. And the reason I always wanted to get a giraffe tattoo is because, I don't know, I wouldn't consider myself a giant, but it seems like everybody I've encountered in my life ends up being shorter than me for the most part. Like, short. And I would only consider myself maybe about 5'6", 5'7". So I wouldn't even consider myself like the Jolly Green Giant. But especially like growing up, and even when I became an adult, I always was surrounded by people that was always shorter than me. So I always felt like a giant. So when I thought of like a giraffe, I was like, okay, well, a giraffe is lanky like I am. I've never really been any more bigger than maybe like 150 pounds. So I've always been like on the smaller side. I'm about 5'6", 5'7". So I was like, okay, well, I can identify with a giraffe because they're long and lanky and tall. So I was like, okay, well, I want a giraffe piece. And she was like, oh yeah, well, we can do like some color and some flowers and da-da-da-da, like the whole shebang. Keep in mind, that was my first colored tattoo. It took 2 sessions to do that tattoo. She did the black and color work, well, the black and shading first, and then she went back and did the color. That tattoo fucking hurt. Like, it wasn't even the tattooing, I guess, itself that hurt, but we're talking about, I had 2 sessions that was both at least 3 or 4 hours long. Like, this tattoo as a whole, when you really calculate how long it took from beginning to end, stenciling and shading and color work, this was easily like a 7 or 8 hour tattoo. The longest tattoo I've ever taken to get done in my entire life. And it's huge. As you can see, like in the clip that I showed, it literally goes from like right beside my spine all the way to my shoulder blade, like my shoulder. So it's a really big tattoo. Used to be my favorite tattoo. Every time people see that tattoo, a lot of people always compliment me on it because they just say it's so beautiful, which it is a beautiful piece. But Gentleman Llama got him. Gentleman Llama got him. I love my Gentleman Llama. But yeah, that's all of my tattoos. So next we're gonna talk about my piercings. God damn, my mouth dry as a bitch. I don't know why in the world my sugar keep not dissolving. It's tacky at this point. But yes, so next what we're going to talk about is my piercings. I have had a few different piercings over my life. Some of them I've had and removed. Some of them I still currently have. But now I feel like I've kind of slowed down on piercings. I feel like I've been doing a lot more tattoos than piercings, mainly because I'm trying to do a half sleeve on my arm, so I have a lot of like space and stuff to like fill up. So it's neither here nor there. But my first piercing I'm going to talk about is my nose piercing. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's kind of crazy. You can't even see where I had the nose piercing because I had it over here, but I had a nose piercing. I had a love and hate relationship with that piercing. I felt like that piercing was always coming out. Like, it was like no matter what type of jewelry I put in it, it always came out all the time. And y'all know, like, those little people who have nose rings that like had a little like little like jewelry, them shits are the worst. Every time I would put that in my nose, it would immediately come out. Immediately. Like, I would go to sleep and wake up and like my whole nose ring would be out. And if you have a nose ring, you know sometimes putting in that goddamn jewelry after you done fell asleep and you've been asleep for like 6 or 7 hours, having to put that jewelry back in, child, it hurts very, very, very bad. So I don't know, I had a love and hate relationship with my nose piercing. And then like some of the places that I was like deciding to work at too, they were not very open in terms of nose rings. So I found myself constantly always taking it out or putting in other jewelry to try to hide the piercing. Like, it was just too much. So I just ended up deciding to take that one out like a few years ago, and I just never got it put back in. Like, I just didn't find the need to. So that was Jesus. That was my nose ring. Then I've had 3 piercings in total in my lobe. In my lobe? Oh my god. In my lobe. In my lobe. I still currently have 2. I'm not sure if you can see it. I have 2. And I used to have a 3rd one, but it got infected and I let it close. After I like healed the skin and all that, I let it close. But I've had 3 of those. Those are pretty much self-explanatory. There ain't nothing to really get excited about. You can go to your nearest piercing Makota and get one. I know a lot of people are against like piercing guns, but if you want to go to a parlor to get like an earlobe piercing, I just feel like that's the simplest of the simplest piercings. So that ain't really nothing. That ain't nothing to really get too excited about. Next, I've had a belly button ring, which I'm pretty sure, like, I took my belly ring out like a couple years ago. Another piercing that, I mean, I loved my belly button ring, but it got super infected, so I had to take it out. I have really, really, really sensitive skin, and I'm allergic to nickel. So I had the same belly button ring in for forever, and then when I finally went to go switch it out, it got super infected. And then I think I ended up losing the ball to the piercing, and then like it was just a no. Like, it was just a no. I tried to put that jewelry in and my stomach was just like, bitch, what are you doing? And then it got infected, so I just had to let that one close because I didn't know what else to do. And to be quite frankly honest, I mean, yeah, belly rings are cute, but I just feel like I probably would have kept it had it not got infected. But I mean, what else can you do at this point? That was probably, I wouldn't say that was my most painful piercing, but I will say that that piercing did hurt, because the man that actually pierced my belly button, I think he had a stroke or something. Like, I'm not even being funny. I think he had a stroke and he couldn't use his hand for real. So when he like went to go pierce me, like the needle kind of got stuck halfway through. Like, that piercing took probably way longer than it had to take. Like, normally you stick the needle through, boom, in 5 seconds you good. No, that piercing easily was about a 10-15 second process because he couldn't get his arm right. So yeah, that piercing hurt when I got that one. It shouldn't have hurted as bad as it did. Next we're gonna talk about my tragus piercing, which I currently still have in. The reason I have my tragus is I know a lot of people always say, well, oh, it helps with migraines. I'm gonna be honest, first of all, I never really suffer from migraines. I get a headache occasionally every now and again, but it wasn't to the point of like that I really needed a tragus piercing. But apparently they help, so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get one. Now, me personally, I don't feel like they really made a difference. But then again, I wasn't like a chronic migraine type of person. So maybe people who get chronic migraines may disagree. But I just personally feel like it really didn't make a difference. And on top of that, this piercing is stuck. Like, the jewelry itself is not stuck, but the jewelry ball will not come out. I've literally had this same jewelry since I've had this piercing. And I've had this piercing well over 5 years. Maybe 5 years. Trying to think, did I have this piercing when me and my girlfriend got together? I want to say I got this in high school. So either I got it right when we got together, or I had already had it when I got with her. So that should just tell you that I've had this jewelry for forever, and I cannot seem to get this ball off to save my life. Like, literally cannot. And it's kind of aggravating because like 2 years ago, I took my girlfriend to Discovery Cove, which, if anybody know, is basically like where you can swim with dolphins in Florida. And apparently one of their policies is that you can't have jewelry in. And I guess that's so the dolphins won't swallow it if they find it or something, maybe for safety reasons. And since I couldn't get the jewelry out, I basically had to tell them, I was like, I can't get my jewelry out. Like, so I don't know what y'all want to do, but I done already paid like $200 to come to this park with my girlfriend, like, and I want to swim with the dolphins. They ended up letting me get in there, and I don't even remember what they made me do, but they ended up letting me swim with the dolphins. But I could not even get this jewelry out to swim with the dolphins. So yeah, and people who saying that tragus piercings help with migraines, this is a scam, boo. It's a scam. It's a scam. And then on the same ear, I had a conch piercing. I'm not sure if you can see the hole right there, but I had a conch piercing, and I took that piercing out because that fucking piercing hurt like a bitch. It was constantly getting infected. It was like, it was ridiculous. I don't understand how people have conch piercings. I really don't. Like, it was a literal pain in my ass the entire time I had it. The entire time. The entire time. I do not know how people have that piercing. Like, I sleep, well, I toss and turn between the sides that I sleep on. Every time I slept on my left side where that piercing was, it was horrible. Like, and then I would wake up and it would be like, it would be crusty and all different types of shit. And I normally clean my piercings all the time regularly like I'm supposed to. And until the very last day that I took that piercing out, it was still crusty. It was getting infected. It was hurting all the time. I hated that piercing. It was ridiculous. And I got my tragus and my conch literally done at the same time. And on top of that, that piercing fucking hurt. Because this is like straight cartilage right here. So that's like, it was painful. So you mean to tell me I put myself through unnecessary pain just for that piercing to be a pain in my ass until I took it out? If you're thinking about getting one, boo, don't. I'm trying to save your life. Don't do it. You're gonna waste your time and your money. But that's just me personally. I'm trying to think. Did I have, y'all know my camera love to cut off. I'm trying to think if I had any other piercings. Oh yeah. Okay, so last piercing that I have. I ain't really gonna get deep down in the crevices, and I can't show y'all the piercing. So anybody who thinking they gonna see it, nah, you ain't gonna see this one. So don't be optimistic. But I'll like draw it out so y'all know like what piercing it is. Sorry y'all, I'm getting some paper so I can draw it out. I probably should have had this already ready, but it's neither here nor there. Okay, so you have the bodice, and then you have you see that? Obviously I was not in school of Juilliard or whatever for drawing. Okay, that ain't my strong suit. But you get where I'm going with this. I got that piercing as well too. I got that on my 18th birthday. I wanted that piercing so bad and I got it. Surprisingly enough, that piercing wasn't as nearly as bad as most people like say it's gonna be. It wasn't that bad. I feel like my conch hurt worse than that, because I feel like after you get the first side done, by the time you go on to the second side, you already know what to expect by that point. So it's just like, but yeah, that's all of my piercings and tattoos. Again, I don't really have like a specific piercing person that I go to get my piercings done, mainly because I don't really get piercings anymore. But I will link my tattoos and my tattoo artist information in the description box. Y'all go follow her and show her some love. I love you, Jess, if you watching this video, girl. But I will see y'all in the next video.